There isn't much that's more desirable than smooth, silky, soft skin. The ability to wake up in the morning, look in a mirror and feel instantly attractive. However, for some of us, Mother Nature gives us a bit of a hormonal uppercut to the face. Acne. We've all suffered from it. Tons and tons of spots all over your face, or maybe even other parts of your body as well. It's disgusting, unattractive, and it can make you feel really bad about the way that you look. So in an attempt to help out with your sticky, spotty situations, I'm giving you guys 6 of my best tips and recommendations if you have acne, how you can get rid of it and get rid of spots that recur as well. And just a little disclaimer, I am by no means a dermatologist or skincare expert. I've never really had perfect skin. In fact, if I don't stay on top of my regime to do with my face, then I will end up with massive acne and facial infections. But nevertheless, here are my 6 tips to help out with your skincare situations. So, tip number 1 is to do with when you go for a shower, and I should hope that all of you guys out there who have got greasy, oily and spotty skin are using the shower to start with. But I'm not just focusing on the fact that you're having a shower, because I think we should all be having a shower every single day anyway. It's the stuff that you use in the shower that's also important. If you've got really bad acne, you're going to need to grab yourself 2 different types of face wash. The first one being antibacterial facial scrub. Now, a facial scrub will get rid of, a tiny bit of the dead skin on your face, but more than anything, I would go for one that is antibacterial, because the antibacterial nature of this product will make sure that you can eliminate skin infections either as they're happening or before they occur. Some of these also have properties that remove redness as well, which is even better if you've got really patchy and red skin. So I'd recommend using one of these every day in the shower, but I'd also recommend another slightly different type of face wash as well. Now, you're also going to need to grab yourself a type of face wash that removes excess oils, because it's all well and good having your skin exfoliated really well with that previous face wash. However, if your skin just gets oily within 20 minutes after leaving the shower, then what's the point? And you don't need to spend a fortune on these things either. This one, for instance, is dead cheap from Wilkinson's, home brand. It does the same thing in all honesty. I've tried quite a lot of different types of face wash, and the really expensive brands, I don't see a significant advantage over the cheaper ones. Take a look at the packaging, have a look at the item descriptions as well. If you're really nerdy, then maybe have a look at the ingredients inside as well, but generally you want to look for another one which removes oils. Apply both of these and then rinse them off either with a sponge or just with plain water. Tip number 2 is head off to the pharmacy and load yourself up on some deadly liquids. I would recommend these 2 bad boys, TCP and Witch Hazel. They may be alcoholic, but there's no way you want to drink either of these things. Let's start off with Witch Hazel. Now, Witch Hazel is a natural astringent. And what this basically means is it closes up all of the pores in your skin, because after you're exposed to heat, such as being in the shower for instance, lots of your pores will become open. And this means that dirty particles in the air are going to fly into your skin and contribute to it becoming oily again, and also it becoming more spotty as well. So once you've finished in the shower with your facial scrubs and everything like that, step out of the shower, grab yourself some cotton wool, and then use some of this. Just dab the Witch Hazel all over your face. And you'll feel it pulling, tightening your skin in, and this is exactly what you want. Once you've cleaned out the skin, you want to close up the pores again so that no dirt can refill these pores and make your skin spotty again. But let's say things are getting really bad. Let's say you've got yourself a lovely skin infection. You know the times when you start off with 1 or 2 spots and then overnight you wake up and you've got tons and tons on your face. This is where the TCP comes in, and you will probably have seen this in tons and tons of different drugstores as well. It's basically a medication antiseptic liquid, and I like to use this when I start with a breakout of a skin infection, because I use the same thing, cotton wool again, dab it all over my face, and it will sting a lot. It'll also sting if you've got spots that you've recently popped or opened. This is perfect to use because it will kill the infection dead straight away to make sure that any possible infection that was in any of those spots doesn't spread to any other area of your face or the rest of your body, in fact. So that makes these 2 liquids great for using after a extended period of spot popping. But the question is, how do you go about popping your spots? One in the center of your forehead may be easily accessible with your fingers, but how about those nasty spots and blackheads that are caught right behind the nostrils? It's a bit tricky to get your fingers in there, fellas, and that's exactly where tip number 3 comes in. You definitely need to go and get yourself one of these bad boys, a comb down extractor. It's a metal stick with 2 different rings on each end, ideal for pressing in and applying pressure to areas around spots. There is nothing that is more effective at exploding spots and acne like this thing. And that may sound absolutely disgusting, but you will be amazed how many you can reach and destroy using this simple tool. Make sure that after you are slaughtering spots all over your face with this, that you are sanitizing it either with TCP or, washing it in the sink with antibacterial wash. So let's say that you've used the first 3 tips and you've got yourself in a really good routine. Maybe your spots or acne are calming down somewhat. What else can you do to try and get rid of them completely? Tip number 4, improve your diet. And this doesn't necessarily just mean eat healthy, because I've tried eating healthy in the past and it hasn't particularly improved my skin condition. But there are certain foods that definitely stimulate acne and make acne much, much worse. So if you can avoid these certain types of foods, then your skin will genuinely end up looking better. Dairy and high fat content products and caffeine are 2 of the worst offenders. It seems that when you eat a lot of high fat products, then this really contributes to tons and tons of oil just rapidly forming on the skin. There's not much you can really do to prevent it. Even if you're not lactose intolerant, I find that dairy products in particular are criminal offenders. As soon as I eat large amounts of cheese or milk, my skin gets really, really spotty and bad. But also there are other things like specific stimulants, such as caffeine, for instance. Lots and lots of people drink, coffee and tea, which have a reasonably high caffeine content. Even Red Bull, that's even worse. But caffeine, it seems to turbocharge spots and make them even more aggressive, unfortunately. So try your best to stay away from these particular types of foods, and hopefully your skin will look a lot less red and flaring. If things are getting crazy bad and out of control, even after these first 4 steps, there's 2 more steps here. First one, tip number 5, is go to the doctors. Sometimes going to the doctors is the only last resort that you can really do, but fortunately these days they have got lots and lots of drugs at their disposal to help combat your acne. One of the most recent drugs and most effective drugs that I tried was oxytetracycline, which I found to be quite effective. So I'm not going to say, go and buy some of this off eBay or anything like that, but go into the GP. If he recommends one of these, then at least you'll know that I've tried this and it does genuinely work. And the final tip on this list is something that I haven't personally tried, but from the reviews of this thing on Amazon and different other websites, I'm going to recommend it to you guys anyway. And that is use a PMD. In other words, a personal microderm device. From what I understand, this thing is basically like a mini erosion tool, which it comes in the shape of a tube, and you put this thing all across your face and it chips away and removes the outer layer of the skin. Now this thing apparently will not skin you alive, it's just going to take out that very outer edge, which is good because if you can use this before using some of the other steps that I've mentioned previously in this video, then they're going to be a lot more effective. They're going to get right into the skin much, much easier. But have no fear, fellas. As soon as I can afford to buy one of these things, then I'm going to buy one and I'm going to do a review on the channel as well. Question of the day is going to be, what crazy concoctions have you guys used at home in order to help yourselves get rid of acne? What's worked for you? I want to hear in the comments section below. If you enjoyed today's video, hopefully it has inspired you to go out there and destroy your acne and spots, then make sure you leave a like on this video. And if you are new around here and you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. This will mean